Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. Arno TV is back with you once again on YouTube, as promised, bringing you more videos about the people that we have been discussing all along for over 4 years. Now, last night, and I saw reports coming through about the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, apparently is in line for a knighthood, okay, in the New Year's honours lists. So let's go over to the internet. Let's go over to the internet and let's read some stories about this, and let's show you people and remind a few people how totally successful someone like Sadiq Khan has been while he's been in charge of the once great city of London. And let's also remind a few people exactly who Khan is involved with. So let's go over to the internet and we'll start here in The Spectator. Okay, now this article came out today, the 6th of December, and it starts by saying, why is Sadiq Khan in line for a knighthood? Okay? Welcome to Labour's Britain, where failure is lauded and incompetence rewarded. According to reports in the Financial Times, it appears that Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, has ended up on the draft list for New Year's honours. Also thought to be receiving a gong is Labour lefty Emily Thornberry, chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, while rumours abound that Sir Keir's former Chief of Staff, Sue Gray, who was demoted from the top job just months into Starmer's premiership, may also have made the cut. Quite a motley crew. Mr. S is rather perplexed about reports that the London Mayor may be set to receive a knighthood, not least because of his rather disastrous reign over the city. Steerpike would remind readers that far from improving life in the capital, the Labour Mayor has presided over its demise. Take knife crime in the city, for example. Figures from early 2024 indicate that incidents in London rose at one of the fastest rates in 5 years, while muggings at knife point surged by a third. Or transport strikes. Delays and cancellations have plagued London's transport system over the last few years, and yet instead of taking greater steps to address real commuter problems, Khan opted to rename some of the overground lines. Fantastic stuff, eh? Under Khan, London's ultra-low emission zone was expanded into 18 times larger than what it had been previously, affecting 5 million more Londoners who were forced to drive compliant cars or face fines, inspired by his own commitment to tackling climate change. The Mayor went on to publish a polemic titled "Breathe 7 Ways to Win a Greener World." Perhaps the politician would have better luck in boosting his popularity, should I say, if he focused on his day job rather than vanity projects. Not that Khan's staff have any real incentive to perform better either. Mr. S revealed this year's number of City Hall fat cats on top rates of pay in 24 has more than doubled since 2016, all while the city continues to crumble. Now, what on earth is going on in London? Okay, this man is destroying what was a once fantastic city. Knife crime and safety is out of control in London. May I remind everybody that. Now let's just look at some other things, okay, that have gone on under Khan's watch. How about this? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? Because this went on under Khan's watch as well, okay? Remember this in lockdown. We had old ladies been thrown into the back of police vans outside Westminster under Khan's draconian lockdown policies. Let's just remind people of this.
What's she done? How many of them were there? Two of them? One of them? Demonstrating right to protest. This is a disgrace. Well, I will do something. I'm a member of Parliament. This is an absolute disgrace. Yeah. This is a disgrace. Yeah. She's an old lady. You don't need to obey illegal orders as police officers. You must have mothers. What an outrage. What a disgrace. This is absolutely disgrace.
That's what's going on. That's what's going on.
It doesn't matter what group she's on. She has a fundamental right to protest.
Freedom.
You're arresting her.
She protects people's freedom. Get me?
We need to talk about this in Parliament, don't we?
It will be talked about in Parliament. Say, who is this lady and how old is
So
she?
you ready for what you started then?
She's in her 60s, and
Yeah.
she's in our group, but I
Hope you're ready for
Sorry,
what you started.
doesn't matter. I'm a member of Parliament for Broxbourne.
ready
If
for
somebody
that?
find out how old she is, let me know who she is and I'll raise it in Parliament, yeah? Email me who she is, what she's allegedly done, and email it to Charles Walker, okay?
So there you go. That happened under Sadiq Khan's draconian lockdown policies in London during the pandemic. And as we can see in that video, one of the few people that were calling out these draconian measures was Charles Walker, who happened to be unbelievably a Conservative MP. Okay, so we do actually have some people in politics that are actually willing to stand up and call things like this out. This happened under Khan in lockdown. These are the policies that people like Khan were pushing. Or perhaps we can talk about Grenfell Tower that happened under Sadiq Khan. Let's look at the reaction, that Sadiq Khan got from the residents of Grenfell when he decided to turn up and do some virtue signalling, okay?
The response from the local community has been amazing. They have come together and they have shown their support for the victims, the families and the friends of all those affected by this horrific, tragic fire.
We've seen nobody.
And as you'll see, understandably, the residents are very angry and concerned and have genuine questions that demand answers. And so, whereas
someone needs to be held accountable.
Where of course
These deaths could have been prevented.
Where of course we welcome the call from the Prime Minister to have an independent public inquiry. We need answers now.
Now.
And that's why I'm calling on the
Not a year
Prime
from
Minister.
now, not 2 years from now. We need it now.
And that's why I'm calling on the judge who conducts the inquiry to make sure there's an interim response this summer.
That is what the people of Grenfell Tower thought about Sadiq Khan turning up there, okay? This man is an absolute disgrace, okay? A disgrace is Sadiq Khan. And what is going on in our once great capital city is an absolute disgrace. Knife crime and safety is out of control. This man is an absolute failure as a politician, Okay, let's have a look at more about the safety and knife crime that's going on in London. Okay, let's go over to this article in The Standard, okay, that came out this year in April in 2024. Okay, the 29th of April. Sadiq Khan has completely lost control of London streets, say families of victims. Shocking figures reveal that a 38% increase in knife offences since the mayor took office. I want people to think about that. So there's been a 38% increase in knife offences in our once great capital city since this man took office. This has happened under this man's watch, and he's up for a knighthood. Yeah, a knighthood. Yeah, let's continue with this article. The families of young people killed in London, the families of young people, should I say, killed in London on Monday, accused Sadiq Khan of completely losing control of the capital streets after a 20% rise in knife and gun crime. I want people out there to think about that. A 20% rise in knife and gun crime. This is absolutely despicable. I lived in London for 18 years of my life, and I loved living in London at that time. And let me tell you something, people. This level of violence was not going on when I lived there. And when I've been back to London, you know, over the last few years, it's unrecognisable, to be perfectly honest, from what it used to be. So let's continue. Jasna Badzak, whose son Sven was stabbed to death as he returned from a shopping trip to Waitrose in Kilburn, believes that criminals rule the capital under Mayor Khan, who is seeking a historic third term this week. And unbelievably, this man was re-elected because this man panders to certain people, doesn't he? Julius Cools, father of a 14-year-old Jermaine, who died in a Croydon machete attack, said suspects were emboldened because they were getting away with it time after time. Think about this, people. Machete attacks. What on earth has happened to our once great capital city? The Office for National Statistics said that 14,626 knife offences were recorded by the police in the capital last year. 2,481 more than in 2022. An average 40 blade crimes each day. Think about that. An average of 40 crimes with blades each day in our capital city. There was also a big leap in gun crimes, with 1,208 during 2023, up by more than 200 on the 1,010 recorded last year earlier. Figures also show that there's been a 38% increase in knife offences since Mr. Khan took office 8 years ago. I want people to think about this. A 38% increase while this man has been in charge of our once great capital city. What on earth is this man being considered for a knighthood for? This man is a complete and utter failure as a politician. And we'll come on in a moment to who this man is working with and who he's working hand in hand with. So let's continue with this article. Former Tory activist Miss Badzak, 52, is bedridden due to the stress caused by a 22-year-old aspiring lawyer Sven's killing in the case of mistaken identity in February 2021. She told The Standard knife crime is completely out of control because of Sadiq Khan. More and more young men are dying and will continue to be murdered. Sven innocently buying orange juice and a bagel, then attacked on his way home. Now, does this sound like a safe city? No, it doesn't. The crime, violent crime, knife and gun crime and gang crime is out of control in London. So what on earth is this man being considered for any kind of reward? Okay, a knighthood for Sadiq Khan. And just in case you forgot, people, who's this man working with? Who is Sadiq Khan working hand in hand with? Oh, that's right, people. He is working hand in hand with the World Economic Forum, isn't he? Another one of these people who is pushing their globalist agenda, their divisive agendas all over all the boroughs of London. And during the pandemic, this man was pushing fines all over Londoners, wasn't he? Up to £10,000 fines, profiteering from Londoners, while at the same time, our disgraceful, despicable, vile, abhorrent politicians were throwing parties day after day over in Whitehall and Westminster, weren't they? So what on earth is this despicable, vile individual being rewarded or even being considered for any kind of a reward of a knighthood with such failure under his watch? This man is absolutely, under every metric that you can measure, an absolute failure as a politician and as a mayor. We have a city that is like the Wild West, okay? This is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace that this man is being considered for a knighthood. It is unbelievable that our politicians are able to reward these people for incompetence and failure. Sadiq Khan is an absolute disgrace. A disgrace. And the idea that these type of people are going to be knighted for such failure and incompetence is absolutely disgraceful. Disgraceful. There are no other words for it. He is an absolute disgrace, an absolute failure, incompetent beyond belief, and this man is going to be knighted. So what do Arno TV viewers think about this? Are you happy that someone like this is going to be rewarded for such incompetence? Knife crime and gun crime and gang crime are out of control in our once great capital. We have no-go areas in our once great capital. People do not feel safe walking around our once great capital. And what on earth is this man pushing his, draconian measures all over London? Yeah? He's made it that the average person in London, even if they wanted a car, can't afford to buy one, because he wants everybody to be driving electric cars, which are quite clearly out of the reach of the average worker in London. And he's destroying our transport system in London. Okay? This man is just a complete and utter failure on every possible metrics you can measure on what should be, on every possible metrics you can measure, he is a failure. Yeah? And what has happened to London is a disgrace. So why is it that this man has been rewarded? Could it be also something to do with, could it be also something to do with that our despicable, vile, abhorrent Prime Minister, is also working hand in hand with the World Economic Forum, isn't he? Because we have a Prime Minister that's quite happy to go on TV, and say that his loyalties lie with Davos over Westminster. Now, isn't that a surprise? And if you think there is no connection at all, that all the people that we speak about just happen to be working with a WEF, well, good luck to you. If you're not happy with the fact that all our politicians and every single one of these people that we have spoken about on this channel, all of them, they're all pushing the exact same agendas, such as the Great Reset, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, stakeholder capitalism, the Great Narrative, all of the people that we have spoken about on this channel, all of them, they're all pushing these agendas. So there you go, people. There you go. Rewarded for complete and utter incompetence, but it's okay. It's okay, because it's just another WEF-sponsored puppet. This is where we are at the end of 2024 under Stalin Starmer's Britain. This is where we are, okay? So for now, I'm going to leave it at that. But as you can tell, I'm absolutely thrilled with this news, But as I said, we'll be back soon, as promised, bringing you more videos and streams about the people that we've been discussing all along for 4 years on this channel. And if you like this channel, if you could do me a tiny favour, please like and subscribe to it. And once you've done that, please ring the notification bell so I can inform you wonderful people out there about future videos I'm going to be putting out, future streams I'm going to be putting out about all these vile, despicable, abhorrent individuals that we unfortunately have as so-called leaders. Okay? Now, I'll be back soon, as I said. Until next time, take care of yourself, your friends, and your family. Whatever you do, people, stop listening to people like Starmer and Khan, okay? Until next time, we'll be back soon.